The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaru Productions. Hello everyone.
Yes.
Welcome back to Tokucast Reviews, episode number 132.
Yes.
Jacob and Marcus here to discuss Shougeki Gouraigan.
Yes, by the same person who made Garo, or rather directed Garo, and written by Mr. Inoue himself, who is writing Dawn Brothers right now. Well.
Did they now?
Yes. This is a show.
That is a true fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was actually created by Keita Bamiya, who made Garo.
Yep.
You can tell in the suit designs. The opening...
feels like it's from a different show.
Agreed. It doesn't match.
Nothing in this show matches anything that happens in it.
Nope.
This is...
We're going to split this up into a good, bad, terrible, bad.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this because if you were to ask me to sit here and describe the plot, I couldn't tell you what it was.
Nope. They're good.
So Marcus, we finished our previous review, and you were like, okay, we're going to review Shougeki Gouraigan next. I was like, oh, I've never seen it. I wonder what it's about. And then I watched the show, and I said, I've seen it. I wonder what it's about.
This show is a complete utter... This is going to be a complete utter 180 from the Tokusatsu review.
Yeah. Remember how good that show was and how every episode gave us like at least one moment or scene we could talk about?
Episode 6!
The slap.
Ah.
And now this one, it's like, I feel like I got slapped.
Let's talk about the good. I like these suit designs.
The aesthetic work that goes into these suits and also...
the visuals.
I'm not going to say the visuals, but I will say like the battle sequences where we're in that big CGI arena and we have little like smaller, what do you call them? Just like characters or like cheerleaders or something that are, banging on drums and cheering and chanting on the background. That's really good.
It's very cool.
Like you said, it looks really nice. These suits, they're good.
Yeah.
They're really, really good.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where all the creativity went.
Agreed.
Certainly where all the budget went.
Also agreed.
But can you think of anything else for me?
These suits, though.
Yeah,
they also have a Sentai version.
We can talk about them a little more.
They have a Sentai version.
They do, and you know what? Also not bad.
I really like the lines on them. The lines are really cool.
They're very elaborate, but they're not overly busy.
Yeah.
And I think elaborate is the best way you could describe these costumes. They are extremely intricately designed.
Yeah.
There are moments where I felt like I had to pause, especially when the fifth character is introduced and we see his, I'll call it monster form for lack of a better word, but when we see his monster form and the way he's just like so beefy.
Oh, his outfit is amazing.
Yeah, where it's like kind of like a rhino crossed with an elephant crossed with a tank, and it's
he looks like a rhinoceros beetle a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
These suits
also and our lead with like the flame horns, those look really cool. I like how the green is like he's a speed character, so his suit is very sleek and very minimalist compared to the other ones. I like how hers incorporates feathers. Yeah. That's not something we see much, and they did it in a way that I never once felt like, ooh, those are about to fly off. Yeah. No, they look good.
And of course, a monkey. I hated his introduction. To be fair, I pretty much hated everybody's introduction in the show.
I don't blame you.
We're just going to combine.
We usually do that anyway these days. It's just the good and the terrible bad.
This show is what happens when Inoue has nobody to tell him to stop.
It feels like less like no one told him to stop, and less like more like they couldn't figure out what kind of show they wanted to make. Yeah. Does this show want to be a goofy comedy? Does it want to be an erotic thriller? Oh my god. Does it want to be like, for want of a better phrase, a more traditional toku? Does it want to be a more melodramatic good versus evil fight the guys affair? Does it want to be a slice of life show about our young heroine? Does it want to be a story about we have like the mundane getting invaded by the fantastical, where we have our audience-censored character witnessing these extraordinary events and these battles between good and evil. And it feels like they wanted to tell everything at once, and they couldn't figure out how to do it.
This plot was legitimately too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
This is legitimately too many cooks in the kitchen. And it was... You mentioned erotic thriller.
Yeah.
In episode one...
Shall we say? Episode 1?
Is either episode 1 or 2. Whenever Guy comes back into the show, Mr. Black Condor himself comes into the show as sort of the main villain.
That's the first episode.
Yeah. When he sees his secretary...
No, it's when his secretary sees him.
Yeah. Why was that the solution for her to get naked? This show feels like a horny teenage boy.
It is very horny. Sometimes. Sometimes it isn't. But when it's horny, it's extremely horny.
It's like
the first female, technically I guess the third like female character that we're introduced to. That's I think Navi is her name.
Oh right, the other Navi.
Yeah, the other Navi. The like the ship's assistant lady. Her outfit consists of high heels.
Panties.
Panties or underpants.
A whole bunch of beads.
I was going to say jewelry, some tattoos, and nothing else.
I'm just like...
Boobies are on full display.
What is the point of this?
And there are scenes where she has to, like, pose and, like, jump around, and her chest is in full frame. And, yeah.
It's been a while since I could say this. As a gay man that I am... I'm just like, wow, this show is explicitly not for me. I was so tired of it by like episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the show.
I mean, episode 2 is like women are all the women that we are introduced to in episode 2 all have the intelligence of
a gnat.
I was gonna say like a gnat or a piece of wood because I forget the guy's name. The second hero we're introduced to.
Yes, Mr. Yellow Monkey himself, Rai.
Rai. So, because it's Gouraigan Show.
Yeah. Shougeki Gouraigan is the name of the people.
Right. So we're introduced to Rai, and he's like, "Grr, I'm really horny. I want to go with women and alcohol, and I want that." And then he like leaps into the street. Scares some couple, but then he's like, oh wait, I look like this because he's in his monster form. He looks at a poster and there's like a rock star on it, so he changes shape. And then the woman immediately turns around and is like, yay, rock star, I am in love with you. And a couple other women come up and glomp him. And lady, that's him, right? He did that in full view of you. He transformed into that in full view of you, and he does that multiple times throughout this episode. Because then he goes to like another place and there's other women there, and it's like, we don't like your type. We like this kind of person. And so he just transforms his body, and they're like, oh, yay, cool, we'll hang out with you. Never mind the fact that you can transform your body at will. And I've never seen that before, but hey, you're hot. That's all that matters.
I don't say this often, but male gaze. I hate saying that, but it's so accurate. This is just like the straight man's toku show. I'm not wrong. And I know that you hate that I'm right.
It's less that I hate that you're right and more that you are right. And
I hate this.
I know, me too. Here's the thing. Had this gone like full in on the whole erotic thriller thing, I feel like it could have been better.
Probably.
And I would have been I'll be honest, I'd be interested to see Toku try something like that.
God damn it. I wouldn't.
I know you wouldn't, but there's multiple kinds of eroticism. It doesn't necessarily have to be made for
this.
I was gonna say somebody like me speaking as a straight guy, but yeah,
they did the big boob lady at the beginning of the show this time instead of at the end.
You're talking about like the monster lady?
Yes, the monster in space.
Because they're all flying in space, and yeah, there it is, like naked monster lady. To their credit, I do think this is a cool design.
Yeah,
where it's like a nude woman, but her proportions are very
weird.
Yeah, weird is a good word. Like she has a very, very like pencil thin waist, enormous hips, a big belly, which is with a giant eye on it, and like another eye on her shoulder, and she's like sitting down in like a kneeling in like a like crisscross applesauce kind of style. And she's in like a globe, and there's like tendrils coming out of that globe that are attacking the spaceship. Admittedly, that's a pretty decent set piece. It looks cool. It's a cool look.
It looked demonic. So I'm just like, all right, you know what? I'll give it that. But then the rest of the show starts to happen.
So a guy from Jetman shows up. He's like driving by the beach, and we're introduced to
Jin,
Go and Jean. Go is our lead, and then we have Jean, who is like a bad guy who's in prison on this like prisoner transport ship that Go is piloting. He gets loose. They both fall to Earth, and so Jean murders a guy from Jetman's butler.
Gon is
the character's name.
No,
or
Gon is the big.
Is the big guy? Yeah,
he's Taiga from Kiva.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
And also, the White Knight from Garo, season 2.
But anyway,
I don't want to talk about the show anymore.
We have more to say.
Do we?
I do.
I don't.
I do. I want to talk about how in that scene he's just standing there. He's like, "Oh, so you're here to take over the world?
Well,
that's cool. I'm tired of living. You can take my form." And he's like, "Yeah, okay." Slurp. And then he kills him and takes on his form. He goes back to his office and
naked.
Yeah, his secretary, her first instinct is like, am I the same man I was? And she just strips.
And I'm just
she's still wearing like a negligee top.
No, she's not.
Well,
she takes everything off.
True, you see her butt, but you don't see her breast because they don't film it from the front. But yeah, it's there. There is a scene where I swear she's like giving him a handy under the desk.
Wouldn't be surprised.
And there's like another scene. There is a full-on sex scene in this.
There is
a scene of intercourse between him and the secretary, and I haven't talked about one of the worst things about the show, and that's our the lead girl.
Oh,
Hitomi.
She's bland.
What a god-awful performance.
Yeah.
They're trying to do like the apathetic, I'm so emotionless character sort of thing.
I feel like they just got an AV actress. And
it feels like that for a lot of these people.
Yeah.
It's like you're hot. You can be in this.
Because there's ways to do that. And you know what the way to do that is?
Is it Garo?
No. Her name is Malshina from Akiba Ranger. Because she was an AV actress.
I was also going to say Amelie from Garo. She was good.
But
she also had Inoue to play against, and he was great at that. Masahiro Inoue, not Toshi. What is his name?
Toshiki Inoue.
Yes, Toshiki.
They don't have Malshina has so much charisma in Akiba Ranger.
Yeah,
she was funny. She was hilarious. It's like
she has a good on-screen presence, and she is able to work with the character.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hitomi's actress is an AV actress. I don't want to make any assumptions about her, but
I'm gonna look it up. You keep talking.
Okay. But the scene that we're first introduced to her, and it's just
she's a gravure idol. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
she is an actress that has it on her profile, but I think she's only been in like 2
this might be one of her only roles. But,
see why?
Yeah, because that first delivery of voiceover of her, like, it's fourth wall breaking. Like, I'm the heroine for this show, I guess, and I'm it's me. Like that's the whole performance. It's just a wet blanket, just like uninterested, ineffectual, bored with her surroundings.
I don't want to be here. That's basically... We get a lot of that vibe.
Yeah. Did it seem to you... This is... I cannot talk about the show without bringing this up. Did it seem to you like everyone had their lines ADR'd?
A little bit.
There are particularly the 5 monster characters. It sounded like almost every single one of them, their lines were dubbed over by somebody else.
In some cases, yeah, you can really hear it when they're in suit, strangely enough.
Well, when they're in suit, you have to use ADR.
Yeah, but there's like...
Because you can't get live audio from that.
But you don't get like... Now
or it'll be a different actor in the suit.
Yeah, it just doesn't...
But like Gon, when he's in his human form, like, the voice doesn't match the body at all. And if that is his real voice and he is doing it, that's fine. But the way that the audio is mixed, it doesn't sound like it's coming from him.
This show also feels like it was sort of made on the cheap in some cases.
Oh, like in a lot of cases, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
We put all of our budget into these suits, and because so many of the monsters we fight early on, fight emphasis on, as in like. As soon as he summons the sword, he wins.
Yeah.
So why not just summon the sword immediately? Good gracious.
I have nothing else to say about this show. I really don't. This show, I watched it when it was airing. I just rewatched it this past week. And I'm just like, I don't care. Why did I have us do this? I guess because we needed something Garo-esque, because it has been a while.
You know what? We take the good with the bad. Yeah. I don't mind that we reviewed this. I don't mind at all. We just reviewed Tokusatsu Gouraigan. That's something completely different. And now here is something completely different. I don't mind in the slightest. What I do mind are things not being good. And this was not good.
Not at all. Yeah. This is certainly a show.
It is, tonally, it's a mess. It's extremely horny on main, but only some of the time. And believe me, I'm here for horny on main. In the words of John Campea, bring on the filthy. But just, I like it to be good. Be good.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Pick a lane. I'm going to talk about the character from Science Field. Pick a lane and stick with that. So we don't end up having 4 lanes that we don't ever get that far down before we have to run back and go to the other.
If you wanted to mash them up, you could. You just need a better script than this.
Yes.
As it stands, this is also a show that feels far too short for the story it's trying to tell.
I'll accept the blessings where I can get them.
Yeah, true enough. Blessing in disguise, maybe.
Yes.
Anywho.
That's that show.
That's it.
Next time, we're going to Indonesia because we're going to do the first season of Bima Satria. Yep. So we got Bima Satria Garuda, and then we got Bima Satria Garuda X, which is the second season, which we'll do at some point later on this year. Mm-hmm. And I also do after this want to get back to a Metal Hero because it has been a little bit.
Yes. Not since that movie trilogy.
Oh yeah, we did do that. Anyway. Let us know what you thought about this show in the comments below. Let us know what you think about Bima Satria if you've seen it. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to join us all the things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for watching.